Hey guys, so this week we are going to be talking about something very important. I want you to think about some of the things that make you special or make you different from other people, or maybe even sometimes make you the same. Like thumbs up if you are a boy, thumbs up if you are a girl, thumbs up, oh, if you wear glasses. That's something that makes me special, is not everybody wears glasses, so I wear glasses, right? One thing that makes us all special is our name. For example, my name is Amanda, Miss Amanda. And I think my name is special because my grandmother actually gave me that name because there was a song she really liked about a girl named Amanda. So she chose the name Amanda for the song. All right. It's just something that you wouldn't know that by looking at me. You don't know that's what makes my name special, but it's something I know about myself. We're going to meet a character today with a very special name as well. And while we're talking about it, while we're reading the book, we are going to be thinking about this special word. The word is acceptance. What is the word? Acceptance. Acceptance. And acceptance is when you are being respectful of others who are different from you. When you are being respectful of others who are different than you. For example, we see this picture of a group of kids, and for the most part, they're wearing the same uniform. So they're probably on the same team. That's something that makes them the same. They all are white or have fair skin. But one thing that makes this person different is that she is a girl. But you can tell that they're all getting along and practicing acceptance. She's not being made fun of. She's not being left out. They are all practicing acceptance. They are accepting this person even though they might be different. All right. So we're going to read a book today that is about a girl who is in a brand new place. And she is looking for acceptance from her classmates. All right. So let me get to the book. All right, so this book is called The Name Jar. What is it called? The Name Jar. Speaking of jar, I'm going to drink some water. And it is by Yang-suk Choi. Yang-suk Choi. Might be a name you've never heard before. I had definitely never heard it before this book. And our character, her name is Yoon-hai. What is her name? Yoon-hai. Thumbs up if you've ever met someone named Yoon-hai. Wow. So it is a pretty unique name for us. All right. Through the school bus window, Yoon-hai looked out at the strange buildings and houses on the way to her new school. Ooh, so she is going to a new school. It was her first day and she was both nervous and excited. I could definitely relate to that, being nervous and excited on my first day. She fingered the little block of wood in her pocket and remembered leaving her grandmother at the airport in Korea. Korea is a country that is in Asia. So her grandmother stayed in Korea while Yoon-hai traveled to the United States. Her grandmother wiped away Yoon-hai's tears and handed her an ink pad and a small satin pouch. How do you think Yoon-hai is feeling if she has tears? Yeah, she might be sad or upset. I'm thinking for myself, if I was leaving my grandmother and going to a brand new country, I would probably be very sad and upset as well. All right, so her grandmother handed her an ink pad and a small red pouch. Your name is inside. Here's the pouch right here, she said. My name? Yunhai wondered. Again, she took out the red pouch to look at the wooden block with her name carved in it. As she ran her fingers along the grooves and the ridges of the Korean characters, she pictured her grandmother's smile. So her name reminds her of her grandmother. Is that thing for show and tell? A boy asked Yunhai, surprising her. Remember, she's back on the bus on her first day of school. Yunhai looked up as more kids leaned over. No, it's mine, Yunhai answered, quickly putting the pouch back in her pocket. Are you new here? A girl asked. What's your name? Yunhai, said Yunhai. Unai, the girl asked, scrunching up her face. Ooh, ooh, unai, some kids chanted. Are they being are they practicing acceptance? No, Yunhai corrected. It's spelled Unhei. It's pronounced Yunhai. Oh, it's you, hey, the boy said, like you, hey. What about hey you? Just then the bus pulled up to the school and the doors opened. Yunhai hurried to get off. You, hey, bye-bye, the kids yelled as she left. Yunhai felt herself blush. It's like she's feeling a little embarrassed by her name right now. Yunhai stood in the doorway of her new and noisy classroom. She was relieved that the kids on the bus had gone to other rooms. Aren't you going in? Asked a boy with curly hair. You're the new girl, right? He asked cheerfully. Yunhai nodded. Before she could walk away, the boy took her hand and pulled her through the door. Here's the new girl, he announced so loudly that the teacher, Mr. Kokotos, we're going to say it like that, Mr. Kokotos almost dropped his glasses. Mr. Kokotos thanked him and greeted Yunhai. Please welcome our newest student, he said to the class. She and her family came from Korea last week. Yunhai smiled broadly and tried not to show her nervousness. What's your name? Someone shouted. Yunhai pictured the kids on the bus. I haven't picked one yet, she told the class. I'll let you know next week. As Mr. Kokotos showed her to her desk, she felt many round, curious eyes on her. Why doesn't she have a name? She heard someone whisper. Maybe she robbed a bank in Korea and needs a new identity, a boy replied. I don't think that's why. On the bus home, nobody teased her, but Yunhai kept thinking about her name. All of these kids are making it feel like she is not being accepted for her name. How is school, Yunhai? Her mother asked. Did you understand the teacher? Yunhai nodded. I'm glad you're learning English well. Oops. Let's just do that. And there we go. I'm glad you're learning English well, her mother said. You must study hard, behave nicely, and get good grades to show that you're a good Korean. I will, replied Yunhai, but I think I would like my own American name. Her mother looked at her with surprise. Why? Yunhai is a beautiful name. Your grandma and I went to a name master for it. Wow. So Yunhai, instead of her grandmother deciding or just her parents deciding, they went to a name master to get the name. But it's so hard to pronounce, Yunhai complained. I don't want to be different from all the American kids. You are different, Yunhai, her mother said. That's a good thing. Yunhai just wrinkled her nose. So her mother tells her that it's a good thing to be different or a bad thing to be different. It's a good thing to be different. Right? Later that day, Yunhai and her mother went grocery shopping. Nothing sounded or looked familiar until they got to Kim's Market. The sign was both in English and Korean, so they found a Korean market. Her mother picked up cabbage to make kimchi, Korean-style spicy pickled cabbage and other vegetables and meat. I've actually had it. It's really good. She also found some seaweed. Yoonhai's favorite for soup, and it made Yoonhai smile. Wow, so she's smiling, thinking about home. Just because we've moved to America, her mother said, doesn't mean we stop eating Korean food. At the checkout counter, a friendly man smiled at Yoonhai. Helping your mother with the shopping? He asked. I'm Mr. Kim. What's your name? Yoonhai, she answered. Ah, what a beautiful name, he said. Doesn't it mean grace? Yoonhai nodded again. My mother and grandmother went to a name master for it. Well, a graceful name for a graceful girl, Mr. Kim said. Welcome to the neighborhood, Yoonhai. So in this part of the story, who is showing acceptance of Yoonhai? Mr. Kim is showing acceptance. He tells her it's a beautiful name. Right. The next morning when Yoonhai arrived at school, she found a glass jar with her on her desk with pieces of paper in it. She took one out and read it aloud. Daisy. That was my baby sister's nickname, but she said you can use it if you want. She took out another paper. Yoonhai took another paper. Tamala. I got it from a storybook, said Nate. She was smart and brave. Yoonhai nodded and unfolded another piece. Wednesday? Yeah, you came here on Wednesday. Thank you for your help. Ralph quickly said, we'll put more names in, and you can pick which one you like. So they're helping her pick a new name. So it sounds like our classmates are trying to help her. At 3 o'clock, the bell rang for the end of the school day. Yoonhai looked out the window and saw it was sprinkling. It's the same rain, but in a different place, she thought. Hey, a familiar voice called out to her. I'm Joey, he said. And you, don't you have any name? Yoonhai thought for a minute. Well, I can show you. She took out her stamp and she stamped it on the paper. This is Yoonhai's name, what it looks like in Korean. This is my name stamp. In Korean, I can use it as a signature when I open a bank account or write a letter. And I look at it when I miss my grandmother. Wow, that's beautiful, said Joey. Can I keep the paper? Sure, Yoonhai said. And then the two of them walked to the school bus. Wow, it looks like Yoonhai is finding a new friend. Now, every day the jar got fuller with more names, and Yoonhai read them all. She found a few that she likes. Miranda, Stella, Avery. They sounded interesting. I hope you choose the name that I put in, Marco told her at snack time. I put in 3 more, said Ralph. Madison, Park, and Lex. They're my favorite street names. Maybe you should just close your eyes and draw a name. Well, we didn't get to choose our names when we were born, did we? Rosie argued. Everyone thought about that. I guess we don't choose our own names. Now, when Yoonhai got home from school that day, her little brother ran to her with a letter from her grandma. She opened it quickly. It said, To my Yoonhai, I hope you are enjoying your new school and your new friends. Be sure to help your mother and your little brother. Here the moon is up, but there the sun is up. No matter how far apart we are, and no matter how different America is from Korea, you'll always be my Yoonhai. Your grandma forever. Yoonhai took out her wooden stamp and filled a paper with it, and she thought for a long time in front of the bathroom mirror that night. On Saturday, Yoonhai walked to Mr. Kim's store. Mr. Kim was helping a customer, but he looked up and greeted her. Hi, Yoonhai. Hello, Mr. Kim, Yoonhai replied. and she felt as if she were back in her old neighborhood. "Hey," said the customer, turning around. It was Joey. "Your name is Yoon-hee?" he asked her with his eyes opened wide. Yoon-hai quickly looked at Mr. Kim, then turned to Joey. She nodded slowly. "Yes, it's pronounced Yoon-hai. And it means grace," Mr. Kim added. "Yoon-hai," Joey said slowly, and this time perfectly. That made Yoon-hai smile. "I'll have it ready for you tomorrow," said Mr. Kim to Joey. "Thank you, Mr. Kim. See you Monday, Yoon-hai," Joey said to her, and he left before she could ask him why he was at the store. What a mystery. Why was Joey at this store? Now, on Monday, Yoon-hai came to class early to look at the names one last time, but the jar wasn't on her desk. "Where's your name jar?" Ralph asked as soon as he saw it was gone. As other kids arrived, they helped look for it. "Gone?" Mr. Cockatoos replied with a look of concern. "Did you get a chance to read all the names?" Yoon-hai nodded. She took a breath. "I'm ready to introduce myself," she said. "Oh, what name do you think she's going to use? Oh, goodness." Here we go. Yoon-hai wrote her name in both English and Korean on the chalkboard. "I liked the beautiful and funny names you thought of for me, but I realized that I like my name best, so I chose it again. Korean names mean something. Yoon-hai means grace. Grace! Grace Eun-hai!" Everyone tried to say it. Yahai Eun-yi Hyun-hei. Yoon-hai said her name again, slowly and clearly. And soon the kids did begin to say it better. Even Mr. Cockatoos. They applauded Yoon-hai's choice. "I was named after a flower," Rosie whispered to Yoon-hai. "Lots of American names have meanings too," Mr. Cockatoos reminded everyone. When the class was dismissed, Yoon-hai heard her friends say goodbye. "Bye, Yoon-hai. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, Yoon-hai." Yoon-hai said goodbye, then looked around for Joey, but he was already gone. Where was Joey? Sneaky. Yoon-hai, come downstairs," Mother called to Yoon-hai. "Your friend is here." Yoon-hai rushed down to see who she meant, and there stood Joey, and in his arms, the name jar. Joey looked embarrassed. "Well, I took the jar, but only because I wanted you to keep your name. And you did." He reached in and pulled out the names. "Do you want to keep them?" "Thank you. I'll keep them as a souvenir." "Do you want this back?" Joey grinned. "You can keep it. I'll return the name jar to the class. Maybe you could put some Korean nicknames in it for us. Names with good meanings." "I could do that," agreed Yoon-hai. "I've already got a Korean nickname," Joey said. "Mr. Kim helped me choose it." Carefully, he pulled a silver pouch from his pocket. He took out the dark wooden stamp with beautiful Korean characters carved sharply into it. He pressed it on the ink pad and then on the piece of paper and next to her name. "Chinku." That means friend, said Yoon-hai, and Chinku smiled back. So in this story, Joey starts to show Yoon-hai that he is a friend because he is showing her acceptance. He accepts her for who she is, uses her own name because her name is a part of who she is. So something else about the name Amanda is I found out that Amanda actually means loved or worthy of love, which for my family, it means that they named me Amanda because they love me. All right. So what you're going to do is the first thing On your packet, what you'll do is you're going to write why Yoonhai's name was special. There were quite a few reasons that her name was special, what it reminded her of, and what it means. And then you will write why your name is special. So my name, Amanda, is special to me because my grandmother chose it and because it means loved. You can write or draw a picture in the boxes on your paper. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the story, The Name Jar.